I typically start with contacts, and the only time I don't do this is if I am wearing contacts I cannot see out of. And just like that, my contacts are in. I totally didn't take 45 minutes to get them in. After I get my contacts in, I move on to my base, and I start off with primer, and this is the primer I've been using lately. It is the NYX Professional Marshmallow Primer. Now that my primer is applied, I'm going to move to foundation. This is the foundation I've been using recently, and I've really enjoyed it. It is the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Skin Tint in the soft ivory shade. I've already done like a thin base layer of foundation. I'm going to go in with a little bit more because this is a skin tint. And I take the little dropper onto a damp beauty blender as so, and just beat my face. Oh, the contact moved. I did not like that. Go in and make sure and that's how I like it to look. After I've done my foundation, I go in with my concealer. This is the KimChi Chic The Most Concealer. So what it looks like, it is on its very last leg, and it is in the shade Ivory. Go figure. Oh. This is how I normally map out my concealer. Sometimes it depends on what character I'm cosplaying, but this is just how I normally do it. Next, I move on to eyebrows. I use some gel liner that I don't know where I got off Amazon, I think. Ignore the dog. But this is like a dark brown, so it's really close to my natural eyebrow color. I'm constantly asked how I do my eyebrows, and I just fill them in, and then I shape them with concealer or foundation depending. But I'm going to do concealer today. So after I cut out my brows, I typically will try and blend that out with my finger. And remember, they are supposed to be sisters, maybe even cousins, not twins. It's fine if they don't match. If they do, I'm jealous. Next, I move on to contour, and the contour that I currently use is the SheGlam Liquid Contour in Soft Tan. Soft Tan. This is what the applicator looks like out of the bottle. I try to scrape off excess because I am very pale, so a lot goes a long way. This is typically how I place my contour, as you can tell. And then I blend it out with my fingers. After I've blended it out, I go back with my concealer and shape my nose how I want it to look depending on the cosplay. This is typically the shape I go for personally. You can do whatever shape you want, but then I'm gonna blend it out. The next thing I do after I blended that out is I move on to blush. This is the current blush I am using. It is ColourPop's Hot to Touch Pressed Powder. Ooh, if I could open it. Here is what it looks like. I've never taken the film off the mirror, don't judge me. I take my trusty Pokemon brush and I dip that in there, and I go ham on my cheeks because there's no such thing as too much blush. And before you comment, blush blindness, I do this on purpose. This is all on purpose. It's only blindness if it's not on purpose. And then I like to do a little bit on my nose. Because why not? Why not? And that's what the blush looks like. And before I move on to my eyes, I like to take my I dropped it. Before I so rudely interrupted myself, I take the KimChi Chic Stage Proof Matte Setting Spray on my base because I do not want it to move. A generous amount goes a long way, and then I'm going to let that dry, so I'll be right back. Now that my setting spray is dry, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liquid eyeliner and map out how I want my eyeliner to look. Now that I have mapped out the shape, I am going to go in with my liquid E.L.F. eyeliner and fill it in. Now that my eyeliner is filled in, I'm going to move on to highlighter, and I'm going to use the ColourPop Makin Memories press powder. Here's what it looks like. You can tell it's well loved. But yeah, I'm going to put that on. I typically put my highlighter here, the tip of my nose, and this concealer line that I do for the nose contouring. Next, I move on to almost dropped it. Next, I move on to lashes, and I just use these typical manga anime lashes from Amazon. What I personally do and how I make them stick or look better, in my opinion, is I put them in my lash curler like so, and I curl them up, squish them a little bit, you know, and then I take it out. Be careful not to rip it, because some lashes are delicate depending on the brand. And I take my Duo lash gel glue, and I put it along the whole band. Okay, now while the lash on the band is drying, I take a little bit of this lash glue and I stick it on my eye as so, in these two spots, to ensure I get no lifting, because that is my nightmare. I hate when I look back at photos or videos and the corner of my lash is lifting. It is so frustrating when that happens. Now, I wait for the lash glue on the lash band, so you can still see it a little bit, to completely disappear to where I can no longer see it. So it sticks better, so it's more tacky than wet, so it doesn't slide around on my eye. That's personally how I prefer it. If you do it this way, you can't move it to adjust it, you're stuck. You just have to take it off and redo it if you mess up. Now, I am aware that the lash band is grody. I know that. I reuse 90% of my things, including my lashes, until they are unusable. There's no need to buy new ones until they break. I hate the one use thing. I hate it. Now that both of my top lashes are on, I'm going to take my Essence Lash Princess in the pink one mascara and try and blend my natural lash with the fake lashes. Now this is completely optional, but I like to add bottom lashes to make my eyes pop better. Again, this is completely optional. This is just how I prefer. But I'm going to take these fake bottom lashes and stick them to the line I drew right here. Here's the before, and here is the after. I just prefer how it looks. You don't have to do this. And last but certainly not least is the lips. I have a bunch of Korean lip products I use that I got off of some random Korean website, but this is the base lip I use. It is some it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's liquid, but it looks like powder. It's weird. But I'm gonna apply that, and then I'll show you what I do next. Personally, I overline my lips, and I also round them at the top of my Cupid's bow. That's just what I prefer. Do your lips however you please, but this is what the first product looks like. Next, I'm gonna go in with this. I have no idea what it is, but it's like a lip stay. It's really neat. I love this. This has been my go-to product for a year now. I love this. And here is what that looks like. And then I'm going to go in with this My Little Pony Beauty Creations lip oil, and the pink one specifically, because I also have the blue one. And here is what the lips look like with the oil on top. I love this stuff so much. I originally bought it because it just had My Little Pony characters on it. Turns out it also looks good. A win-win. Now that my makeup is done, I'm going to go put on the wig and the costume, and I'll be right back. And here is the final product. Gotta hold on to the hat so it don't fall off my head, but here's the final product. Blair from Soul Eater, the anime, one of the best animes ever made, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm so proud with how this wig turned out, and the makeup, and the costume. I'm so happy. And I hope y'all enjoyed my first ever cosplay makeup tutorial.